Hello everyone, it is me, Shelby from Shelby's Crafty Books and Games, and today I am going to be starting a vlog reading Alchemised. I am planning to do both a physical read and an audiobook read, because it's a really long book. It's like 1,000 pages. So I'm hoping if I do both, I might be able to get a little faster through it. But I've been seeing this book everywhere and everybody says it's pretty good. So I decided I'd finally try it out. A little backstory on this book: it used to be a Harry Potter / Handmaid's Tale fan fiction, and then the author was able to get it published and removed like all the stuff that was from those original stories and made a bunch of new lore for it. I never read the original fan fiction. I know there's a few people out there, and I've seen some people talk about how it kind of, if you're like looking for the places that used to be like the Harry Potter and Handmaid's Tale stuff, it kind of makes it hard to read. But it's been forever since I read Harry Potter, and I've never read Handmaid's Tale, so hopefully I won't have that problem. We'll see. But I'm hoping to read physically when I have the chance to, and then listen to an audiobook when I'm unable to physically read it. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so end of day one reading Alchemised. I listened to 2 chapters, the first 2 chapters, and then I read the second 2 chapters. And it's really interesting. I really like the lore. I like how there's like this alchemy, like magic system, and they can like use different types of metals to make stuff. And it's basically after a war, and Helena, who is the main character, her side lost, the resistance was lost, and they find her like in a stasis thing, the bad guys, and they find out she has like this strange thing going on in her head to hide some kind of really important information that she doesn't even remember about. So they're going to try to find a way to get inside it, and that's the plot so far. I mean, and there's also like necromancy and stuff like that. It's really interesting. I'm really enjoying it, especially the lore, and I can't wait to see where this goes. I'm about almost 100 pages in. Let's see what happens tomorrow and how far I get into it. Okay, so I got through 7 more chapters, and I listened to 4 of them and read 3 of them. I didn't mean to listen to that many chapters, but I was getting in the groove of things at work, and I kind of didn't notice it going chapter 6, chapter 7, and stuff like that. And then I was about to say chapter 9, and I'm like, oh, I should probably stop. And then on my breaks, I read up to 12. So I'm now hopefully start chapter 12 tomorrow, and I'm really enjoying it so far. More lore. I'm just loving the lore. I'm eating it all up. All this alchemy talk and different parts of like the religious aspects and stuff like that. Really interesting. And they even talked about a winter solstice party, which is kind of interesting because I like to also know about like how different like fantasy things, like what kind of holidays they celebrate and what kind of like sports they're into, which is probably why I liked Quidditch so much in the Harry Potter stuff, because it was cool to see like all the crazy things they did for like entertainment wise. But anyway, and I'm really liking the atmosphere and stuff like that. I am kind of weird because I like atmospheric horror, and this is really up in that alley for me. I kind of like just like the feelings of creepiness and stuff that sticks with you long after you're done reading, and that's what this is. So, but update on the plot is Helena had her mind kind of, they're like doing this thing where they can slowly go into her mind to like get through these gates that are in her mind that someone put in there, making her like lose a lot of her memory. But they believe that one of the things is super crucial to what was the resistance, but they had to slowly do it, and every time it happens she gets like a seizure and stuff, so they had to do it very slowly with this procedure. And so she has that going on, and she is slowly gaining her memories back. She says luckily for her, they don't seem to have anything to do with what she's keeping secret, but she's is also trying to find a way to find a way not to get her memories taken, and she can't find any way to stuff, and hopefully more stuff happens. There is a little bit of exploration of like the house, the mansion she's in. I wish there was a little bit more detail in that. We did get a part where she met some kind of like giant wolf monster, so that was cool. But other than that, I'm having a pretty good time so far reading it, and I can't wait to read some more tomorrow, which will be day 3. But yeah, I'm almost like over 200 pages, so this is going pretty well. Okay, so I got to chapter 18 by the end of the day, and because the end of chapter 17 just left me speechless. I wasn't expecting I guess I kind of, because they had like, it was set up about this program going on, but I don't know why I guess I was hoping we would be, doing more of the memory loss plot with Helena, but now they're putting her in like this program where she has to have a baby, and I was like,
wow. I don't know. I was just speechless. I had to be very careful though, because I was in the break room at my work, so I couldn't like properly freak out. But I was just kind of dazed for a little bit, and I was just like, all this built up, and for the all this build up for the memory loss transference plot, and now we're gonna put this in. I mean, it was like foreshadowed and stuff because Helena like read about it in like the newspapers and stuff, but still, I guess I thought it would be a little later because this is a 1,000-page book. But no, around the 300-page mark, we start this part of the plot point up. So that's going to be interesting, I guess. Also, there's a lot of like kind of gross bodily stuff in this, body horror, and I'm not too keen on that. I was okay with some parts, but there was like a part where Helena's eye, like her eye gets like taken out, and I was really creeped out by that. That was gross. But I'm still gonna keep going. I'm almost done with part 1 because part 1's 21 chapters, so I've got like 3 more chapters to go. I got 4 more chapters to go, so we'll see how this turns out.
Okay, so I've read some more, listened to some more, and I wasn't for sure if I wanted to keep going because of the like pregnancy plotline that they're starting up, but then it got to a point where Helena, the main character, she like passes out because it turns out she was using her like alchemy-like powers to keep the like web in her head that's keeping people out from her memories, that it's getting hard for her to keep that consistent while she's pregnant, and it looks like now she's getting flooded with tons of memories. And then the book jumped back 5 years, and now we're learning more about like what was going on during the war and stuff like that, and that stuff seems to be pretty interesting, so I think I'm gonna keep going. And right now they seem to be setting up this thing for Helena to like get in touch with a like a spy for them who would be on the bad side and getting, you know, information for them, who happens to actually be the guy who 5 years later is like her warden or whatever, prisoner warden. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to keep going, like I said, because of now we're going to see more about what it was like in the war, because that would be very interesting to me. So we'll see how this goes. Also, I'm now in part 2, and I looked into it, and it's like 40 chapters long. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, we're still going. Okay, so I read like 3 chapters. Nothing much happened other than Helena learned about how like the bad guy macromanagers can like read your mind if they get close to you. So she's training on ways to make sure they don't see like valuable information. So hopefully I'll get more read this coming Sunday. We'll see. Saturday and Sunday are my days off, so I kind of do other stuff besides read. Probably should fix that, but I want to try to get back into making my videos because I haven't been doing them for a while, and I've kind of been working on that. So we'll see where this goes. Okay, so I actually didn't get any reading done yesterday. Hopefully I can fix that today. Back to work, because it's a Monday, and we'll see how far I get. But I was kind of proud of myself because I got so much done for my YouTube channel, so it wasn't a total loss yesterday. So yeah, but let's see how today goes. Hopefully it's a good day. And the reason like it's so dark outside is because I have like a job where I gotta be here at like 4 in the morning. So, but yeah. Okay, so I read a bunch more of Alchemised. I read a couple chapters yesterday on the 10th, and then I read a bunch more today on the 11th. I got from 38 all the way to chapter 43, and I'm not liking this like relationship Helena has with this character Kane. He like started off as like the person who was in charge of her while she was being, you know, having her mind read and trying to find her lost memories. And now 5 years prior, it turns out he was like the spy she was in contact with. And I guess the author's trying to make them a couple and stuff, and I don't like it. I really hate Kane. He's a really big butthole. And if it weren't for all the lore and the character interactions with other characters and the magic system, I might DNF it, because I just don't like the two main characters' interactions, like, at all. So, but I'm going to keep going. I'm already halfway through. I want to see how this ends. I am still curious to see how it ends, so I'm going to keep on doing that.
I'm halfway through.
I'm really not liking this romance. It's really in the forefront. But I really got into like this big battle and mission they went on. It was pretty cool. They had to go find this character who's like the prince or whatever, Luke. He got kidnapped and they had to go find him, and it was a pretty cool set piece. Until they had like Kane come in and be like, oh, he's way better at fighting than everybody. Oh my gosh, I hate that trope. I hate it. I'm gonna go to the end. I've got like 400 pages or something left to go. I'm gonna keep going, but yeah, that character alone and the romance is knocking this down to a 3 out of 5. I'm definitely going with 3 out of 5. So I've got 110 pages left of Alchemised, and all of the ending of the war.
it was like, oh my gosh, my head was like exploding. I was on the edge of my seat for every page. And then Helena taking out the research lab so Kane wouldn't get found out that he was a spy. That was really good to read too. And then how she's like, oh, I have to hide everything that I've done and gone through with the spy Kane, and they can't find out or he'll get in trouble. So she was like on the way to where they're going to put her in the stasis chamber. She like used her femininity to like route all of her mind and stuff. But now we're back to the present, and she's starting to remember everything, and now she's trying to find a way so both her and Kane can run away together. And like I said, she got pregnant and she's found out it's a girl. So, and now she's like, I want to keep the baby. So, but I've been thinking, and I think I'm going to give this a 4 stars unless something bad happens in the last 110 pages. I know I said I was going to give it 3, but I've been thinking it over, and I think it's a solid 4-star out of 5. I just can't get past the kind of the beginnings of part 2 where Kane attacked her, like physically attacked her at one point, and then was verbally abusive to her for a good portion of it. I can't get past that. That's why I don't like the romance. That's why I don't like the romance between him and Helena. So there's that. But other than that, this has been a really good book. I really liked it. And if it had an actually good romance, this would have been a 5 out of 5 stars for me. So yeah, but one more day hopefully, and then we'll be at the end. So, we're done. We're done with Alchemised. Wow. Like I said, it's a really good book, minus the romance. I really like how it ended. I really liked that there was like a picture at the end so you could see what some of the characters look like as well. And how they're like, oh, Helena was part of the Eternal Flame, but she left before the war started. So, yeah. But I'll put that at the end of the video so you can see it. And expect a review hopefully soon, an actual review, and like a video where I like draw some of the characters as I do the review. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog of me reading Alchemised, and I might do this again with another popular book. I know I have Fourth Wing and I haven't done that yet, so that might be the next one, but that might be a little while down the line. I don't know, we'll see. Gotta recover from Alchemised. But I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. And I usually give a song recommendation when I finish a book, at least when I do a review. And I kind of been thinking of one while I was reading this. And I think I'm gonna go with the Once Upon a Dream, the version that was in the Maleficent movie that came out like in 2015 or something. I'll put a picture up as I talk about this. But it's all creepy and stuff, and I think it kind of matches this.